Hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching me from. You are welcome. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. How are you all doing? You are welcome. Welcome to another edition of Discovery Time, where we grow, where we learn, where we unlearn, and learn again, to grow. If you are watching me and you don't know who I am, my name is Helen Aya, and I am your host for Discovery Time. I have been hosting this for some time now, and Discovery Time is all about, us discovering, uncovering, relearning, unlearning, to learn again so that we can develop, so that we can grow. So if you are new to my channel, I welcome you. And please help us do what we do best. Help us spread the word. Help us, to call in the Calvary. I am so pleased and blessed to be coming your way. Thank you so much. Thank you. I see you all. Thank you. You are all welcome. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are still on the journey with the 10 P's. It's been exciting so far. I truly hope you've been blessed so far. If you're not, please go back and watch, the previous sessions because we are building up. So please go and join, go and watch the previous session so that you can follow. I'm going to do a very quick recap like I always do, because if not, we will not be able to join. We will not be able to follow, right? This is a series, and I want us to really understand this. I want us to get it. Once again, my name is Helen Aya. I welcome you to my program called Discovery Time. I come live every Wednesday on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, and hopefully very soon also on Rumble. I'm getting to know them. I don't know them. I'm getting to know them. So very soon, hopefully, I'll be also be on that as well. And the whole purpose for us is to, get back to the core of things, get back to who we are, get back to the essence of things. Sometimes we get to drift too far away, from the very core of who we are. And we need to get back. We need to get back in touch. We need to get back to who we are so that we will be wearing and living the life that we are supposed to live and not living the life of other people. That is what this is all about self-discovery, about self-actualization, about knowing yourself, know who you are, and become who you are. That is what greatness is all about. That is what successful living is all about. Thank you so much, sis. You're welcome. Good evening, you all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking. Thank you for sharing. Let's spread the word. Let's call in the Calvary because tonight is going to be awesome. If you don't know the journey so far, well, let me recap with the 4 previous P's that we have done. I've been dealing with 4 powerful tools that I named the 10 P codes. The 10 P codes. And they are keys to help us in our personal development. They are keys to help us in our, leadership development as well, so that we will manifest to what, because a creation are expecting us to manifest. You know that the word of God says that creation awaits the manifestation of the children of God. So we are what creation is waiting. We are what, they are waiting for us to manifest. And thank you so much, Sister Gladys. I'm so grateful. Gladys Favor, thank you. Thank you for the hand hearts. God bless you. God bless you so much. All right. So we need to make sure that we manifest to the expectation of creation so that we fulfill what our purpose. And these 10 P's are part of the tools that can help us to grow. I've made it in a workbook form, which very soon, like I'm just busy with the finished touches. So very soon, I'm going to drop that book as well to help us, use it as a work tool, as just as a tool to help us develop, to help us pinpoint some certain things that we need to um, work on so that we can what evolve. Whatever you are doing, I will plead with you to please help us share, help us, call in the Calvary, because I strongly believe that we can all learn. No one is above learning. Life is all about what? Learning, unlearning, relearning to grow. That is what life is all about. You can't live on yesterday's knowledge. Yesterday's knowledge was good for yesterday, but today we need to renew it. We are also living, it's just living the life that we are supposed to live. Because the word of God again says what? We should renew our minds. We should renew our minds every time, daily, as often. So every day you need to renew your mind. And how do you renew your mind? By building it, by learning, by unlearning and relearning. Because the knowledge of yesterday might have been good for yesterday, but today is a new day. People, today is a new day, and today needs what? A new knowledge. Today needs what? A new you. So that new you needs to come from somewhere. That new you needs to what? Embrace new knowledge. And that's what we do here on Discovery Time. We don't discover new things because there is nothing new under the sun. Honestly, there is nothing new under the sun. Whatever you discover means it has already been there. It's only hidden from us. And because it is hidden, we didn't know it. But if you don't know it, it doesn't mean that it's not there, right? So it has been there. Like the galaxies they are discovering, they've been there. They are there. That we don't know it doesn't mean that they are not there. But when we discover them, they become what? New knowledge to us. And that's what discovery is all about. You have a lot to discover about yourself. So join me on this journey, right? Like I said, we've started with what? 10 powerful tools to help us bring out the goodies in us, to help us bring out the best in us. And I started with the first P being principles. Oh my goodness. Principles is what? The foundation, I say. It's where we build a strong and solid foundation so that it will help us to build. It will be strong enough for the structure of building that we want to what put on it. Your principles are your guidance. They help you, they guide you, they direct you, they make sure that you don't follow A, B, and C. They make you what? Grounded. Principles are the values that you need in life. Yeah. They are the very foundation that you need to lay down for yourself, for your future children or your children now, so that you'll be able to build a strong, if you want to build bungalow, you don't build any and anyhow foundation. If you want to build story building, you don't also build any and anyhow foundation. Your foundation must be strong enough for the kind of structure you want it to carry. Okay, so that's why we started with the first P, principles. And then we moved on to the second P, passion. Ooh. And I said, passion is what? The spark, that spark that ignites everything in you, that spark that lights up, that awakens everything in you. It is more than the emotion. It is not the emotional, fleeting, past coming and going thing. No, it is that thing that is stable. It is there, it is unchanging, it awakens everything in you, the desires and the dreams that you have, your passion drives them, your passion fuels them. So it's the fuel that you need apart from your principles, right? So principles lay the foundation, the passion awakens and pushes you. And then we moved into the third P, which is purpose. Purpose. We live to fulfill an assignment. Your purpose is your why in life. It is the reason you exist, the reason you were created. And it can be, different for it is different for every one of us. Your purpose is that which you are, is your life assignment. And so you are given different kind of gifts, different kind of skills, different kind of talents to be able to fulfill your purpose. So whatever gift you have, please make sure it is fulfilling your purpose, right? If it is not fulfilling purpose, please check it. Because you might have gifts and talent and all that, but if it is not fulfilling purpose, then you are wasting your gift. You are wasting your talent. You are wasting your skills. All right. So you need to identify your purpose so that you'll be able to know the gifts, the skills, the talent you need. If you already have them, you need to develop. If you still need to build them up, what you need to be able to fulfill your purpose. That is your why. That was the third P. And then last week, someone is asking, what is the purpose of human generally? My dear, I will come back to, well, let me finish with the recap and then I'll come to your question, okay? So I want to do the fourth P of last week, which is preparation. And preparation is what the groundwork. Preparation is everything. Preparation, if you don't give your time, if you don't give yourself time to prepare, you will be missing out. If you know your purpose, and you think, oh, prophecy has come, everything has come that I am this or going to be that, but you don't put in the work, nothing is going to happen. You can wait till eternity. Eternity will come and meet you, and nothing happens. Preparation is preparing, taking the time to not only plan, but to build the skills that you need, build the gifts that you need, acquire the gifts that you need, the talent, what all that you need, and then also sowing the seed, preparing the ground enough, and then sowing the seed. Preparation entails all that. And then after you prepare, after you plan, you set your goals, you divide it, break your goals into mini goals. Most of us, we have these big goals, big dream, but you need for them to be attainable, for you to be able to do it, you need to break them into what? Mini goals. So when you break them into mini goals, they help you daily to achieve something. And that's where we are going to deal with today: progress. Good evening, Newton. You are welcome. How are you doing? So that's what we are going to deal with our fifth P today, which is progress. But I want to first answer the question that was asked: what is the purpose of humanity in general? I believe you want to ask, why do we exist? Why do we humans exist? Now, I believe we exist to fulfill certain tasks, and that purpose is different for everyone. But the general purpose is actually to fulfill what? The mandate that God has given us, the Creator Himself gave us. And He stated it very clearly in Genesis. Genesis chapter 1, start reading from verse 25 or downward 26. It makes it very clear that He gave us dominion, and He told us what we should do, with the dominion. Dominion was never meant, and is never meant, to have over other people. No. So I started by saying that creation awaits the manifestation of the sons or the children of God. That is the whole purpose of us. That is the whole purpose of us being alive, that we manifest, that we bring out, that we fulfill our God's given mandate, our God's given purpose, so that creation and everything will fulfill its purpose as well. So if you ask me what is that purpose for all of us, that is the general one, but each and every one have different purpose to fulfill. Like the fingers on our hands that we have, they are not the same. They are not the same, but they each fulfill a purpose. If you are missing one finger, you'll be handicapped on one hand. Even though you might think like, what's a finger? But when you lose the pinky, and you start to notice how important the pinky is, I mean the thumb is. If you lose the thumb, you need it to grab it. If you lose it, you will see the importance of it. That means each and every finger has a purpose. And as you know, each and every finger also does not have the same what fingerprints. So it's to tell you in God's own divine wisdom how important each and every one of us are. If He can give every finger different thumb, different prints, different fingerprints, He has given and put in each and every one of us different gifts, different purpose, different assignments that we have to fulfill. Even if we are doing the same thing, how we do it differs. Why? Because diversity is a blessing. Diversity is what? A blessing. So that's why we have different gifts to fulfill probably the same purpose, but still in a different way. I am very happy you are bringing these questions. You know why? Because this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. You say, to what extent should we prioritize our purpose in life? My dear, your purpose in life should be everything. Your purpose in life should be your number one priority. Because if you are not manifestation, if you manifest, that means you are fulfilling purpose, you are living and walking in your purpose, right? Your purpose in life is your life assignment. So if you don't find it early enough to now look at the gifts, the skills that you need. If you are going to school and you have no idea what your purpose is, you follow any and anyhow course, trust me, you are going to miss out. Because at the end of the day, when you realize what I've spent years to study is actually not what I am meant to fulfill, right? It's not what I am meant to do. It's not helping me in the purpose that in the assignment. See purpose as your life assignment. That which you are created, that which you are born to fulfill. And it's different for all of us. Not because A is doing it, so you too, you force yourself to do it. No. Or you think, well, I'm not going to do it because it's already being done. Do you know that the way that you do it? Last week I gave the example of, could be, the value that you add could be the way you talk to people, the way you approach people, the way you smile to people, the way you welcome people, and then give them that which they are looking for. That is in itself alone fulfilling your God's given talent, your God's given purpose, sorry. So it is the most important thing. It is the most important thing. Please do not belittle that. Don't ignore that. And the earlier you start looking for it, the earlier you discover your life purpose, the better. You know why? It will save you from a lot of errors. It will save you from a lot, going round the circle, and then you end up at the same spot like a few years ago. When you are living in your purpose, each time you are, how should I put it? You discover, you go deeper and deeper, and each time you amaze yourself with the things that you can do that you never knew you could do, because you are driven by passion for that purpose. You will do everything and anything to make sure you are bringing the best of yourself each time. And that is what success is all about. Success is not about grab, one achievement and that's it. No. Success is not about today I have gained that and that's it. No. No, that is not what success is all about. Putting your mind, make up your mind that success is a place of dwelling. Success is what? A place of dwelling. You dwell in success by fulfilling your purpose, by living in your purpose, by working in your gift for your purpose. That is what success is all about. All right. So, okay, to align with our purpose means to ignore our short-term emotions, which is very difficult. Oh my lord, I did a teaching about emotions, and if you can go through my YouTube channel, they are there. Helen Aya or Clarity Rise. I think on emotions you'll find them on Helen Aya, because that was a bit back then. But let me tell you, you cannot be successful if you are driven by emotions. Wait, we need emotions. Emotions are there to guide us, they are there to help us navigate relationships, right? The relationships with ourselves first, and the relationship we have with others. And not to forget the relationship with our maker. So emotions are there to help us in that area, but they are not there. It's not meant to control us. And you cannot base or make life decisions based on emotions. I wrote in my book, and in my book, I differentiate about the heart of the mind and the heart within. And the emotions that we feel is with the heart of the mind. That is the fleeting emotions, the emotions that whoop, whoop, it comes up and down, and I feel loved, I'm in love, I'm not loved, and I hate it. Those kind of like light switch, you switch on and off thing. Those are the emotions that you should not allow to control you. You should always seek to align every decision that you make with the heart of your inner man, because those decisions are not easily changed. When someone will say, I've changed my mind. If you change your mind, that means you made decision based on emotion of the heart, of the mind. But if you made emotions from the heart of the inner man, which goes deeper, and that means you need to sit, think, analyze, make choices, reflect on the choices. What I mean with reflecting is both looking into the decision. What am I deciding? Why am I deciding? And what is it going to bring me? And what is the consequences? Because everything has consequences. So also project in time. What is the consequence of this decision that I'm going to take? If you analyze all that, reflect on it, and then you make a choice, then it came from a deeper place. Last, good evening, John Michael. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Good evening, all of you that have joined. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so, so much. Help us do what we do best. I hope you guys are all blessed. So, someone, it has been interesting so far, and I've not even started with the topic of today. But this is important because that's what laying the foundation is all about. So reflect deeply before you make a choice. Life is all about choices. We, all of us, except when you are growing up as a baby, but once you reach a certain age that you can make choice, you can take decision for yourself, you become the sum total of all the choices that you make. So whatever and however your life is looking like today, it's thanks to the decisions that was made before you, if you lived and went through them, And then the decisions that you now start taking by yourself. You are the sum total of those choices. So you need to become aware of them and make sure that you're not making life decisions based on emotions, right? Otherwise, I'm very sorry to say, you are not going to go far because emotions changes. They come like with the weather, windy, sunny, you change with it. You have a lot of people that are very emotional and they decide based on also the mood of the weather. The weather, it's raining, they become moody and everything of that they choose is moody. No, be master of your emotions. They are there to help us regulate our relationships, not to control us. Okay? So be a master of your emotions. That's what emotional intelligence is all about. Know when and how to use which kind of emotion. We are emotional, we are wired with them for a reason, and we need to use them wisely. All right? Okay, thank you so much for those questions. I love them. Keep them coming. We're going to the topic of this night with the fifth P. The fifth P being what? Progress. Those are missed. I said we did principles, passion, purpose. Last week we did preparation, and today we are going to deal with what? Progress. Because you cannot spend so much time in preparation and not see progress. However, however, progress, how we see progress is what matters. So don't see progress like, um how should I say it, don't see progress like I am at stage 1 and I'm not yet in stage 2, so it means I have not moved, I have not advanced, I have not progressed. No, because you can still be in stage 1, and sometimes you need to dwell a little bit longer in stage 1 to grow, to gather. Like last week, when talking about preparation, I said if you don't take time to be grounded, to really prepare yourself very well, you might miss it. So progress is not just moving from, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the highest, when you reach the highest, yes, you have reached there, and that's it. No, you can still be on level 1, but if you're on level 1 and all you know to do in level 1 is just the basic in level 1, you are not progressing. I hope you people are understanding me. You are not progressing. So don't see progress as I am moving from 1 to 2, but within that 1 that you are, how are you evolving? Let me take the example of a baby. When a baby is developing, when like 4 months, 5 months, we are like, oh, the baby should be able to do this, the baby should be able to do that. Some babies take time while others are fast. It doesn't mean that they are not progressing. The one that needs time will take time. They are still in their baby development. They are still developing. And one can be very fast in their development, reach some certain stage, before their peers, while another take time, and before you know it, will actually come and overtake those ones that we thought were moving faster. Now, where there is a call for alarm is when after some months, like 9 months, the baby is not sitting. Then, some parents now be like, "Ooh, 9 months, the baby is not sitting. We're calling the specialist. There's something is missing, something like there should be an extra work or extra research done to make sure that the baby is what? Okay, and will still catch up." You understand me? So those are the areas when it comes to progress that you need to have in mind. At a certain age, there are levels that you need to be in that same stage If you find yourself not there yet, then you need to pause, take time, reflect why I am at this age. I have not reached this, I have not reached that. That is not the comparison that I want you to do. Don't compare yourself with another. Instead, compare yourself with your own development. Like I said, the example that I gave with babies is generally accepted from between this month and that month, they are supposed to be able to do that. But we know some babies are faster, some need time. It doesn't mean that those that need time are slow. I mean, like, are backward in thinking. No, because they might need time to develop, but at the end of the day, they might come and overtake those that were very fast in their development. So don't compare your own development with another. You are a different species. We are all unique in our ways. Instead, think within you. We know ourselves very well enough, honestly, to know if I put in the work, I will get to ABC. I will get to that level. So it is up to me to now start putting in the work to get where I need to get to. That's one. Another thing or aspect when it comes to progress is not to think of progress as achievements. In school, when you are growing, you go from class one to class two to class three to class four. It's all arranged. Um, you move from one level to the other, and it's good. But sometimes it is not always how progress is measured. And that's why I'm a teacher and I don't like comparing students with students, even in the same class. You know why? Everyone is different. I would rather compare students with themselves. And that is what I want you to be doing. Don't look at, oh, my classmate can do A, B, and Z, and I can't. Look at what couldn't I do yesterday, and today I can do it. That's progress. What was I not able to do? And after working on, or I'm working on so that I'll be able to what? Do it today. That is how you should measure your progress. Measure your progress that way. Not with another. Not with my neighbor has so and so cars and I don't have. Please, it's unnecessary pressure. And it's you don't know what your neighbor is doing. You don't know how they get it. You don't know. So don't compare yourself. To live that purposeful life that is uniquely yours, you need to compare yourself with yourself. And so success is what you can do today that you could not do yesterday. What you can do today that you could not do yesterday. What yesterday you could do that today is even better. That is progress. That is how you should measure progress. That is how you should see progress. Do not see progress as I have achieved this certificate, which is awesome, great. We applaud you because it's what to the next level. But that certificate that you have achieved, if you have achieved it only on paper, but you cannot tell me what exactly, like what growth have you, how have you evolved through that certificate or with that certificate? If you cannot tell that, then it means nothing. I hope you people are getting me. Then it means nothing. So you can get all the degree that you want. If it's not showing in your actions, it's not showing in what you are doing, all the degrees mean nothing. They mean what? Nothing. Progress must be that within you there have been a shift. Within your mindset, there is a shift. Within the things you are doing, there's a shift. What you used to do, you say, I do them no more. Why? Because they were no good for me. That's good. And why is what you are doing now good for you? If you can say that, that is progress. That is you what progressing in life. And every stage, like I said last week, it comes with what challenges. It comes with things that you need to acquire, new skills that you need to develop, new things you need to learn for you to be able to maintain that level. You know, if you say my yesterday was better, I could do this and could do that, and you cannot do it in your today, what is it? What is it? It's it's absolutely not progress, right? It's actually going backward. So if you could do some things yesterday and today you cannot do them no more, then it's a pity. It is really a pity. That means you have missed it somewhere. That means you have like you need to go back, way back beyond what you could do so that you retrace, see where you went wrong, where did you go wrong, correct yourself so that you'll be able to progress in life. The worst thing you can do to yourself is to live in error, is to live with yesterday's mistake and be thinking you are making headways. You cannot make headways if you are living in your yesterday's era. Please. So if yesterday was better than today, I invite you to please take the time, reflect. Where did you get stuck? How did you get stuck? What are you doing now? And what can you do to come out of that slumber? What can you do to come out of that stagnation? What can you do to break from that backwardness? Because that is what it is. That is what it is. Do not overlook those things. You know, someone was telling me, "Oh, I used to spend a lot of hours on a particular social media type, and now it's like she has been able to stop with that, but has changed it for another thing, which is not progressing, which is not helping in the progress because it is actually what interchanging one addiction for the other without really a change of habit. Without it leading to a change of habit, it's just changed one thing for the other. And that's what I want to drive to now. For you to be able to progress in life, you need to identify those things that hold you back. Let me get back to the example with the babies. Now, at 9 months, if the baby is not sitting, sitting properly and stuff like that, which is not always a some, like I said, need that time. But at 9 months, as parents, you start to wonder, is something wrong with my child? And then you call in extra help to now see what else can we do? What else can we do to, um, uh, you know, help them to develop? If you do not, if you do not get to that level of looking at what is it that is blocking that baby from sitting down, because sometimes it can be that there is something seriously blocking that child from the natural way of things. If you identify that, you can be able to work it out. Yeah. And then there can be progress. But if you leave things to be, then it's going to be worse at the end of the day because what could have been corrected at that time was not corrected. So you need to identify those things so that you'll be able to do what? You'll be able to correct them. You'll be able to correct them on time for you to have progress. Please do not forget that. So I want to invite you. I'm a coach after all. Sit down and think about the things in your life now that are not enhancing your progress, that are not helping you to move forward in whatever stage that you are in right now, but actually are hindrance to you moving forward. They are hindrance in you developing certain skills to fulfill purpose. If not, identify them and do what? Work on them. Work on them. That is the number one thing that you need to do. Identify those things. Now, there is one thing I want to tell you. I've been reading this book, about changing habits. And one thing I've come to realize, I've realized, is we don't change habits by focusing on your old habits. The more you focus on your old habits, the less you change. Why? You continue to fall back on those old habits. So you don't focus on your old habits. If you want to change habits, instead focus on that new thing that you want to see, the change that you want to see, and work on those change. What is it that you can do? What is it that you need to do so that you get that change that you want to see? Not by focusing on the old one. I wake up late. What can I do to wake up early? I'm always waking up late. This late waking up. By focusing on the late waking up, nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. So right now, what you need to do is set for yourself new goals, new attainment goal. This is what I want to attain. This is what I want to achieve. And I'm going to focus on them. That means I need to wake up by this time. That means I need to be able to do this. That means, so you break it down into small, small goals that you can attain and work on them little by little. Okay, I'm going to wake up by 7 for those that wake up by 10. I'm going to wake up by 7. And then by 7, when I wake up, I'm going to do a little bit of, if you pray, meditate, whatever you think you need to do to start your day well, I will advise you, command your day. Start with that. And then what you have set to do. Don't focus on, I did this. Focus on, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. It's a new thing. Renew your mind daily. I am doing this. And then as you're doing it, it will now become, after you put in the work and do it over and over, because to form new habit, it means you have to do it for some time. They say if you consistently do something like for 3, 4 weeks, 7, it becomes a habit. It's the habit starts forming. But you don't give up, because when you give up, you fall back into your old habits. Habits are what? Things that we have automated. Things that we have made, it has become automatic. We just do them. We don't think about them, we just do them. But before they became habit, you needed to what? Learn. You needed to think about them. It's like when you're driving car. Oh my Lord, when I was learning how to drive years ago, how do I change the gear and step on this, and how are my legs going to move? It's everything at the same time that you need to think of and still be looking at the road sign. I had this reflex of watching, trying to look at the crotch and stuff like that. So when you're building new habits, it's the same thing. When you're learning how to ride bicycle, like, it's the same thing. Your hand coordination, hand, feet, eye, everything need to coordinate. At first, you're focusing on one thing, then the other, and then together, and like that. And after you've done it over and over, it becomes, you don't even think about it anymore. You are not thinking, oh, I need to move my legs to pedal. It's automatic. It comes automatically. But it started somewhere. The same thing with building habits for you to progress in life. You first need to automate some certain things, the basic things, and then you build on them. And then you build on them. If you're a student and you want to learn how to study effectively, it doesn't just come by its own. Okay, now I'm studying path. You need to put in the work, build up a system that works for you, because what works for A might not work for you. What works for B might not necessarily work for you. So please sit down, look what works perfectly for me, and then you adjust it also based on the subject, because every subject is different. You cannot approach science the same way you approach languages. I mean, they are different. So your brain also processes them differently. So you need to discover how you work, how you are wired to work, and then you adjust yourself to it. Look, I said some time ago, and I'll repeat it again until we understand, we are supercomputers. We are a system on our own, like a very complicated, awesome system. Your cells are built in, I don't know, like how many billions of cells we have. We're all working together, and if you are to bring out a cell like they do in the lab to do more research, you discover that one cell contains, I don't know how many information, and you need, in your body they have so many working together to make sure this system works. So if you are not taking care of yourself and thinking as a system that you are, the super brain, the super system here works differently for everyone. So if you want to boost that system, please boost it with the right things for you. And that means you need to go and discover. You need to try out things. Yes, it's part of the preparation. Trying out things, don't get me wrong, I don't mean go and start doing crazy stuff. No. If you get to know yourself well enough and you have your principles aligned, you will know very well the things that work for you and the things that don't work for you. That's why I said principles are the foundation. So without principles, your passion will just lead you, like it will become this moving from here to Z. But when you have your principles aligned with your passion and your purpose very clear, so you don't just do any and anyhow thing, you are very passionate to work, but you don't know for which purpose, you just be to be wasted work because you are working but not in your purpose. So all those things need to be aligned so that you, when you are progressing, you will know in which area you are actually progressing and where you need to put in extra work or build extra skills or seek extra help. That's an area that I also want to drive to. Most of the time we think we have to do it all by ourselves. Please, it is not so. You need to focus on your strength, putting in mind, having in mind, and this I taught us when I was dealing with strategic thinking, that we need to do analysis, SWOT analysis, your strength, your weaknesses, your opportunities, the threats from your own perspective. You bring them, you write them down so you know your strength and you continue to work on your strength to strengthen them more. That's progress. You acknowledge your weaknesses, but you don't shovel them away and say, well, that's my weakness. No, because your weaknesses you can still work on them. You can still work on your weaknesses so that they somehow still become, some can become a strength at the end of the day, but you still know, well, I'm not that very good at it, but I'm improving. Also, there is progress. When you acknowledge your weaknesses and you work on them, not to become perfect. We are not looking for perfection. Progress is not about perfection, please. We are not looking about perfection, but we are looking about what I could not do yesterday, but today I've improved a little on it. What I could not do, but with some work, I am improving. You don't have to become perfect, but little by little, you are gaining some ground in that area. Then the opportunities are in your weaknesses. You can identify opportunities. Those other things that you can work on so that they become your strength. Those are your opportunities. So you can work on your opportunities as well as the opportunities outside of you. What are the opportunities out there that you can work, like you can tap into with your strength? What are the opportunities out there, not only within yourself for growth, but also are out there that can still also benefit you with growth? Because remember, whatever you are good at, whatever you are good at, it's never meant for yourself. It is never meant for yourself. It is meant to bless others. Because if it is meant for yourself, it will be very sad. I mean, like, are you going to, so you need to develop yourself for the sake of us, for the sake of others. And those are the opportunities around you. So where are the opportunities? Where can I, with my strength, tap into? That is what you need to identify. Those are the opportunities. And then you identify what your threats, the things that threatens your very growth. When you plant a seed, if you don't take care of the weeds, what happens? The weeds will choke your good seed. If you don't remove the thorns, they will do what? They will choke your good seed. Your threats, the threats are those things that chuckle, that like kill your passion, dampens or move you from your purpose. Identify them. Where are the weeds that could potentially derail you? Where are the weeds or the distractors or the things that are just holding you back, that could send you to your yesterday and even worse? Those things you need to identify. Those are the threats you need to avoid them. If you need to walk around them, like a mountain there that you need to just climb over, then you figure out, how do I climb this mountain? It's a threat. If I need to get to the other side, if I don't and I stay here, I'll be choked. So then how do I get to the other side? That is where you need to sit and think and then make progress in that as well. So when you have your SWOT analysis before you, it helps you, it guides you, it protects you from just switching. You are not a light that you switch on and off. It guides you from not taking one course after the other because you are indecisive. Indecisiveness is from not knowing where you are going. Indecisiveness is from not knowing who you are. Indecisiveness is from what? Not knowing your purpose. Good evening, Chichi. How are you doing? So, indecisive. Good evening, Tessie. Long time. Yes, the topic is we are dealing with the fifth P, which is progress. So we are dealing with progress. We have these 10 P's, powerful keys, I call them, that we are dealing with. And today we've landed in progress. Progress, I said, is not in average. I am, let me say, let me give this example maybe too, because as a teacher, I can only give classroom examples for now. You have a student, or you are a student that have always been getting like the um close to the last point. If the test or the marks is 20, you are always like 18. I mean, no, let me say 2 over 20, 3 over 20, that kind of a thing. And then you need to now, you think, well, I'm dumb. I can't do this. Whereas maybe it's not a case of you are dumb, but it's a case of wrong approach of how you learn, wrong approach of your, and probably also wrong approach from the teachers. We have to be honest about that. Could be wrong approach from the teacher, also how they teach. But you need to first sit down and try to identify some things. What can I do to improve this subject, and how do I best learn for it? That is a responsibility that you have and you must take. The teacher, if the teacher is someone like me that wants every student to pass, I will also sit and ask myself, how best, or what else do I need to do to be able to reach that student? Is it that I have tried everything and it's still not working? Okay, then I know I have tried. But if I haven't and there is still something that I know I'm not doing right, then I go back and also reflect. How do I, or what do I do? That is my area of improving. That is progress. While to the student, it is where best and how do I learn this? That is the area of improving. So every area you can improve on something, you make headway, you progress in it. If you don't, and if you're not willing to do it, my dear people, you are going to be choked. You are going to be choked. Your good seed is going to be choked. Why? Because, like I said last week, you have not put in the work to prepare. Another way of seeing progress, tree, or a good seed that has tree, that comes with tree like mango tree, apple tree, they all first grow down. They first grow what? Deep in down, to have a firm, strong root before they start shooting up. You think growing down there is going backward? No, it's progress. I'm giving this example to tell us that progress is not linear. Progress can be in different ways. Sometimes you need to downsize. Sometimes you need to go down to grow firm, so that when you're shooting up, nothing, nothing can stand in your way, nothing can block you, nothing can hold you down. Even when the wind comes, because you are firmly rooted, it will not pull you out. Even if whatever that comes, even if you should be like down, down, like because of crisis and everything, it brings you back down. Because you have a firm root, you will still shoot up. You will still work shooter, because you took time to develop a firm root. That's why someone that knows what they're doing, they have their talent, they have their gift, they can never lack. They can, no matter the situation, I'm telling you, you will still bounce back, because you have put in the work. You have put in the time and effort to prepare to grow, and grow not only upward, but first downward, for that firm and strong root to be firmly grounded. So even if something calamity should happen, it might set you back. just a little while that you will shoot back up because you have the roots. Everything is already there. You know where and what. So you will shoot back up with ease. So progress is not only in upward movement, upward movement, upward movement. Sometimes you need to divert. Not diversion in being distracted. Not diversion in, no, but by divert because you see a threat somewhere there. And because you have already foreseen it, you can divert on time and not wait for calamity to meet you. Because you have already laid down the blueprint and made your analysis, you can know what is ahead of you and which alternative route you need to take to reach where you need to reach. That is for those that take the time to prepare. You see why preparation comes before progress? You cannot progress if you have not putting in the work of preparation. That is what preparation does. It helps you to be not only on time, in time, but also ahead of time. On time, in time, and ahead of time. Life is what? Time. Time is measured, or life is measured in time. You know, they say time is money. Let me explain to you. It is not the time that you spend at work that they pay money for that makes time money. No, no. It is the time as currency, seeing time as the currency that it is, as the money itself that it is. And therefore, whatever you invest that time in, like I am blessed and thankful you are investing wisely in here by listening, because this is also investing wisely with time, in time. And so, whatever you invest, the currency, the money, the value, time will speak for you. And that is what will what? Germinate, spring up. Whatever progress you are going to make in time, whatever time will reveal for you is what you invested time yesterday with. Okay? So I hope and pray that we've been blessed. And I pray that we've learned something. I'm going to just end here. Know that progress is more than just the linear movement. And progress is not in achievements. Progress is success, which success I say is a dwelling place. It's a place, is how everything about you yields success, and not in the accumulation of achievements, but the little things that we do daily to progress in life, to advance in life, the little things that we do daily to add to ourselves so that we will be what? Valuable to others as well as to ourselves. You add value to your life so that that value will bring you something. That value will help you. That value will build you. That value is what people are going to pay for. So you see how time is just more than what we think. If you see time as that currency, the currency that you need, that you invest, and it provides for you, the currency that you use to build, the currency that you use to invest in its own, to create extra time for you. I've spoken about time, but I would still deal with time management After this whole 10P, we'll go into time management so that it will help us in our development as well. So know that time is a currency. You invest in it, it yields for you. Progress is also sometimes going what? Going down. It means you need to be prepared to grow down, to downsize, maybe, but to build yourself. To build yourself. And then as you grow down, you develop a strong root where so when you're shooting up, nothing will. Even when distraction comes, you'll be able to be like, let me focus. You know where you are heading to because your purpose is clear. All right. All right, so that was our fifth P. I would love for all of you to please take the time and reflect on it. Think about it. Try and really work with the P's. It's so important. Work with principles. What are your principles? Your passion. What ignites you? Like, what are you passionate about? Not just I'm passionate and today, tomorrow you are not. No. What is it that you're so passionate about? And then identify your purpose, which I say is your life assignment, that which you are destined to fulfill. Your passion, your desires, your dreams are to serve that. They give meaning to purpose, while your purpose gives you direction and helps you. And your principles obviously are the foundations. And you need to be prepared. You need to put in the work to prepare. And as you're preparing, you make progress daily. Progress is not a one-time achievement. Progress is not, um, you know, you reach a stage and that's it. No, it's a continual and daily thing that we need to do. We need to have. We need to dwell in, because that is the very definition of success. Living a purposeful life. Okay, so thank you all for tuning in. Be honest when you are writing down some things. Be honest about yourself because you want to know what are the areas you need to work on. Be honest about it, work on them, write them down, work on them so that you will be successful. You will live a life of success. It doesn't mean that there are not going to be any downs. Like I said, challenges are always going to be there, but with preparation, you'll be able to know how to navigate yourself through them. Thank you so much. Don't seek perfection. Don't seek perfection. Seek to just do daily small thing to move you forward. That's what it's all about. Moving you forward. And forward sometimes can be going back so that you can move 10 steps ahead afterwards. Thank you for your time. I do not take it for granted, and I pray and hope that you've been blessed. I'll be coming your way next week, Wednesday again. Um, Please, if you've been blessed, help us do what we do best. Calling the Calvary, send to people, let them know that we are doing, you know, something that we are learning, small, small things, not new things, but at least small things that will help us, that will better our tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you once again, my sister Gladys Favor, for your gift. Thank you. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week ahead and see you all next week